My name is Jerome Wright. I am the upstate organizer for CAPE, the Campaign for Alternatives to Isolated Confinement. And what I'm about to read to you is an excerpt from one of the people in solitary confinement. It comes out of the Correctional Association report on solitary and Southport Correctional, which is one of the state's designated full maxi security prisons that has only solitary there, and where lives are lost, literally and figuratively, every single day. I've been incarcerated on this sentence since I was a teenager, and I am serving a sentence of life without parole. My mother had me when she was 14. I'm from the streets. My mother started smoking crack when I was young, and I had to hustle to make sure I could eat. I was in a group home by the age of 16, and I had my son when I was at that age, and 3 daughters after that. I had to do what I had to do to support my family, and selling drugs became my method. I got caught up in a bad situation, and I killed someone. I had an ego. I didn't think of the consequences, and I threw everyone's life away. The man who died, my own and my family's. I have now spent the last 15 years in prison, and unless something changes, I will spend the rest of my life in prison. For the first several years of my sentence, I remained in general population, never had any disciplinary tickets, and was participating in family reunion program visits and didn't have any difficulties. Then I got a dirty urine ticket for weed and received 1 year in the box. Since that time, I've been back and forth to Southport over half a dozen times, all for smoking weed. I have spent over 5 years total in solitary confinement. I don't think anyone should be in the box for smoking weed. Solitary is definitely taking its toll. I do a lot of reading and I work out to stay strong. I try not to let the situation break me, but I see solitary having effects. Whenever I go to general population, I don't want to be around anybody. I want to be in my cell by myself with the lights off. I just want to be isolated now. I also suffer from panic attacks. It makes me feel like I can't breathe. I start dripping sweat even when I'm outside in the winter. Sometimes I start talking to myself. I don't know why, I just do it. Last summer, my dad passed away. I was able to attend his funeral and got to see my sisters, one of my daughters, my mother, and many other relatives. As we were leaving, the COs were saying things that were inappropriate and harassing to me and my family, and I said to them that they were being disrespectful. I don't know if that is the reason, but when we returned to Southport, there were COs standing there. One of the COs gets into the van in front of me and tells me to get out. As I turn, he punches me in the mouth. A different CO then drags my shirt and another grabs my shackles. They take me out of the van and put me on the ground, lying face down with my mouth bleeding from the punch. One CO gets on my back, places his arm on the back of my neck, and starts punching me in the side of my face.
The COs then pick me up into a standing position and bring me into the draft room and then to a holding cage. One CO takes my head and rams my face into the wall. He tells me to stop trying to turn my head, and he rams my face into the wall again, even though I am not saying or doing anything. Another CO then starts twisting the waist chain around my ribs, trying to bruise or break them. He tells me to breathe so that my ribs would break, but I don't. A CO comes and cuts off all my clothes. I am standing there buck naked. I just have the chains around me. They put a black mesh spit bag over my face. I wasn't spitting, but my face was bleeding. Again, a CO smashes my face into the corner of the wall. He grabs my neck and starts grinding my face into the wall. He tells me to stop trying to turn, and he grinds my face into the wall again. Someone says I am trying to kick him, even though my legs are still shackled together. So several COs pick me up so that my feet are off the floor, and they try to slam me to the ground. While I'm on my stomach on the ground, a CO takes my left ankle and twists it, and another CO kicks me in the balls. I had a missing tooth, bruises on my face, bruises and cuts on my knee, ankle, and wrist, and a swollen ankle. The Docks Inspector General did come to see me several months later about the assault, and he had pictures of my injuries, but I never heard anything more from the IG. Meanwhile, they gave me 3 tickets for this incident. They gave me 3 tickets for this incident, claiming assault on staff, attempted assault on staff, refusing a direct order, creating a disturbance, unhygienic act, violent conduct, and threats for things I allegedly said at the funeral. I was found guilty of all the charges except the threats and violent conduct, and received an additional 1 year in the box. The officers beat up people and call it use of force, and then they cover up the misconduct by giving us false prison violations. The medical staff are in on the cover-up. I remain afraid for my life because I continue to see the same officers involved in the assault. I have trouble sleeping at night because of the nightmares I am having, where I keep seeing officers dressed in black. Though no matter what, I'm never going to be broken. I'm too strong. I am reading this account, and I hope you are reading this account, and you take it seriously. I am trying to be safe here and do my time. The only thing that could help to stop these abuses is to shut this place down. But people are having their rights violated throughout the prison system, not just at Southport. People who are active in the protests related to Eric Garner's death and all the other incidents of police brutality need to become active in the campaigns to stop the same brutality happening in here.